Most people think you need to live on statins, eat a miserable low-fat diet, or undergo invasive surgery to clear out arterial plaque. Science says otherwise. Your morning bowl of heart-healthy oatmeal might be clogging your arteries faster than a plate of bacon, and the science behind why is going to blow your mind. In this video, I'm revealing the biological loophole that activates cardiovascular autophagy, your body's cellular self-repair system, to literally digest and reverse arterial plaque without starvation or a lifetime of medication. For 40 years, the mainstream medical world told you the only way to treat heart disease was to aggressively lower your cholesterol and manage the inevitable decline. They were wrong. In 2016, Dr. Yoshinori Ohsumi won the Nobel Prize in Physiology for mapping how autophagy works, and since then, breakthrough research has uncovered something the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know. Your arteries are not just dumb pipes, and your cells don't just count cholesterol molecules. They read signals. This isn't a diet hack. It's Nobel Prize level biology, and it works by manipulating the molecular signals your cardiovascular cells use to decide between growth mode and repair mode. Here is exactly what you'll learn in this video. First, why arterial plaque is actually your cellular cleanup crew gone rogue. Second, how chronic insulin silently shuts down cardiovascular repair every single morning. Third, why mTOR is the master switch deciding whether your arteries inflame or heal. Fourth, the 3-step arterial autophagy protocol you can start today for maximum cellular renewal. Fifth, 3 science-backed supplements that deepen endothelial autophagy, spermidine, berberine, and urolithin A. And finally, what measurable results to expect in your lab work to prove it's working. Let's get straight into the science. If you look at an artery with plaque, it's not just a smear of butter sitting on the surface. Arterial plaque actually builds up inside the wall of the artery itself. When a damaged, oxidized particle of LDL cholesterol gets stuck inside the artery wall, your immune system senses a threat. So it sends in the cellular cleanup crew. These are specialized white blood cells called macrophages. Think of macrophages like microscopic Pac-Men. Their entire job is to swallow the damaged cholesterol, break it down using autophagy, and clear it out. When your body's autophagy system is working properly, the macrophage easily digests the cholesterol, cleans the artery wall, and your heart stays perfectly healthy. But here's where the biology falls apart in a modern body. Inside every single cell in your body, there is a master switch. On one side, you have mTOR, the growth and storage pathway. On the other side, you have AMPK, the energy and repair pathway. mTOR is triggered by high blood sugar, high insulin, and a constant stream of nutrients. When mTOR is turned on, your cells are building and storing, but they are not cleaning. Autophagy is completely shut down. So what happens to that macrophage in your artery if your mTOR levels are constantly pinned to the ceiling from a carbohydrate-heavy modern diet? The autophagy switch gets flipped off. The macrophage swallows the cholesterol, but without autophagy, it can't digest it. It starts to choke. It swells up into a toxic inflammatory bubble called a foam cell. These foam cells eventually die, but they don't leave the artery. They become zombie cells. They rupture and spill a toxic graveyard of dead cells right inside your artery wall. That graveyard, that is what we call arterial plaque. To put it bluntly, heart disease is not just a cholesterol problem. It is an autophagy problem. So how do we turn the cellular cleanup crew back on? How do we force those cells to digest their own waste? For 30 years, the longevity world told you the only way to trigger deep autophagy was to starve yourself for 48 to 72 hours. But we now know you don't need a miserable 3-day water fast to get these benefits. Here is the 3-step arterial autophagy protocol you can use to trick your body into repair mode. Step 1. The morning carbohydrate blind spot. Most people try to fix heart disease by eating bowls of oatmeal, fruit, and sweet potatoes all day long. But here is the biological contradiction when you flood your cells with glucose. Your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin is an incredibly powerful hormone that activates mTOR and shuts down autophagy just as aggressively as protein does. When your cells are flooded with glucose, they have high levels of energy, or ATP. A high-energy cell tells its internal sensors that there is plenty of fuel, which instantly puts the cleanup crew on strike. To fix this, extend your morning fasting window, skip the oatmeal, stick to black coffee or green tea. The EGCG in green tea actually acts as a natural AMPK activator, signaling your blood vessels to clear out oxidized lipids without breaking your fast. Step 2. The midday methionine shift. When you do eat your first meal, you need to manage your amino acids. The amino acids leucine and methionine, found heavily in muscle meats, eggs, and dairy, are the strongest triggers for mTOR. If you eat heavy animal proteins at every meal, your body never enters repair mode. By swapping your midday meal for plant-based proteins naturally lower in methionine, like lentils, chickpeas, or hemp hearts, you temporarily trick your body into a fasted state. This specific amino acid ratio keeps mTOR suppressed and allows arterial cleanup to continue without skipping a single meal. Step 3. The evening repair reload. At dinner, we focus on lowering vascular inflammation so your body can rebuild while you sleep. This is where you prioritize wild-caught fatty fish like salmon or mackerel. Fatty fish beats red meat for longevity because it has 40% less methionine, but is packed with omega-3s. The omega-3s cool the inflammation in the endothelial wall, prepping your cardiovascular system for another deep round of autophagy the next morning. Now, if you want to accelerate this process and deepen autophagy without doing miserable water fasts, science has validated 3 specific supplements that mimic a fasted state at the cellular level. Number 1 is spermidine. Clinical research shows this naturally occurring polyamine directly induces autophagy, specifically helping to clear out cellular debris and protect the heart muscle. Number 2 is berberine. Berberine is one of the most powerful natural AMPK activators on the planet. Taking this before a meal tricks your cells into thinking their energy is low, blunting the insulin spike, shutting down mTOR, and keeping the cleanup crew working. Number 3 is urolithin A. This triggers a specific type of autophagy called mitophagy, clearing out dead mitochondria in your cardiovascular system, so your heart cells have the raw energy they need to function efficiently. But don't just take my word for it. You can't fake the data. To verify this is working, stop relying on basic, outdated total cholesterol tests. First, track your GKI, or glucose ketone index, at home. A reading below 3.0 correlates with deep autophagy. Second, ask your doctor for an ApoB test to measure the actual particle number of atherogenic lipids. And finally, test your hs-CRP, or high-sensitivity C-reactive protein. This is the ultimate biomarker of accelerated aging and inflammation in your blood vessels. If it drops below 1.0, your cleanup crew is winning the war and the plaque is stabilizing. You don't have to be a victim to your genetics, and you don't have to starve for days to clean out your arteries. You just have to stop sending your body the wrong signals. If this rewired how you think about heart disease, subscribe for weekly deep dives into longevity, biohacking, and the science of health span. Hit the bell so you don't miss the next video. Same food, different clock. How meal timing rewires your biology. Leave a like if you learned something new today. Comment your biggest takeaway below. I read every single one. And share this video with someone who is still relying on statin and 48-hour fasts to save their heart. Until next time, keep optimizing, and I'll see you in the next video.